6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Kryptonite Show. It's not often we have an emergency PulseChain stream or broadcast, but it's today. So welcome everybody. Hope you guys are going to enjoy it. And we're going to be talking about LibertySwap, and of course their announcement only an hour or two ago about LibertySwap protocol, and of course what that will mean for PulseChain, PCock, and anything associated to it. So it's going to be fun times, guys. Pump tires. TRC20s, price discovery, privacy. We're going to talk about it all. So it's going to be really, really cool. Hope you guys enjoy it. And yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting. So let me just post the socials as usual. So if you guys can share the show on X and do all that good stuff. And let's get ramping into it. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And get your comments in the chat. I really want to get community participation on this one. Let me know your thoughts and yeah, any insights that you might have as well. We'll explore those. Pretty awesome. Now, if you guys haven't joined Strategy Club, the link's in the video description for that and up at the top of the profile for on X. So I look forward to seeing you there on Strategy Club. Only $35 a month, so fantastic there. We'd go on a deep dive a lot of the stuff. So get in there on that. That's Strategy Club, and of course, awesome stuff there. All right, so that's share the show on X. Just take a moment to repost. Hit the likes and all that. I'm just going to post this in a couple of chats as well on Telegram. So let's enjoy that too. Let's enjoy that. And live, show live. Let's yeah, and bam. All right, so let's get into that, and might as well put a rate on that. Why not? Why not? Got the powers to do it. If you got the powers, you might as well. As long as you use your powers very well. So let me bam. Well, let me go. Typing while you're streaming seems to be so hard for some reason. Not sure why that is, but it is. Well, that didn't work either. Let's get rid of that. And let's type this. Start again. And fun times. Not the best way to start a show, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. That's what I've been saying the last couple of days. It is what it is. Kind of cool. All right. Smash the likes on there too. We're gonna have a lot of fun. All right, let's get down here and get into business. Don't forget to smash those likes and subscribe. Definitely, says CryptoJacks. Now, before we get into all the emergency show on LibertySwap and all that, I'm going to talk about a lot of potential connections, a lot of insights, hopefully. But I'm really encouraging you to put yours in as well. Obviously, many of you spend a lot of the time on PulseChain and crypto, just like me. So look forward to your views as well. Smash that like. I love that, CryptoJacks. Appreciate that, and definitely subscribe. Now, PulseChain X, one of the 3 YouTube channels we stream to every day, that's growing really nicely. So I just want to say a special welcome to everybody over there on PulseChain X, and yeah, get in the comment section, stuff like that, and get involved. PulseChain's really getting exciting, guys. There's so much good stuff happening. In fact, there's so much stuff that that's really like today's show was actually quite long, my main show. But this is our special emergency one, so we're going to get into all that. So let me just pull up one more thing I got to pull up. Try and pull up the other screen here, but we'll get into it, hopefully in good speed. All right, so without further ado, let's jump into the show, and we're going to get into LibertySwap. Let's do it, guys. Should we go full screen? I'm not sure. Should we go? We'll go to the little screen. We'll try this. Let me know. This is a medium screen. That's probably good enough. So LibertySwap at the moment. So obviously a big bridge for PulseChain, and it sort of emerged earlier in the year. Can't remember exact the date, but sort of like March, April, something like that, I think. So yeah, it has been making quite the impact. Funnily enough, it sort of just popped out of the right place at the right time. I think it was about April, something like that. Popped out the right time. Was it May? I got a confusing dates between some of the bridge launches there, but I think somewhere in that ballpark. And so yeah, it's been almost like the kind of thing that Richard Hart might want to launch at a certain time. It was kind of interesting, that sort of aspect. I think there's a few other Blues Clues around that you could make a lot of good conjectures about. But anyway, we've got LibertySwap, bridge to PulseChain. It's got the pump token there, the PLS Tech, Pulse Tech, gasless, instant, and secure. Awesome, right? It's got get Pulse, get Hex, get BDI, get PCock. Now, PDI is probably the only one that's a little bit interesting there, but the rest of it kind of makes sense. Kind of very rich at art aligned, very rich art aligned. Anyway, today they make this announcement, and this is only how many hours old? 3 o'clock. So this is 2 hours old, guys. 2 hours. So it's pretty much hot off the press. I'm not sure if anyone else is streaming about it right now because I don't know if were the Americans still awake. I'm not sure. 7-9, probably pretty late in America now. So yeah, this is the big news. So the beginning of the PCock protocol is just around the corner. OMG! Now we knew that they were pulling together a lot of components, and so I guess this is not an ultimate surprise, but it's kind of the fruition. It's kind of the pulling together of a major feature in terms of a DEX, a decentralized exchange, guys. Now you guys know we have PulseX, we have 9mm, those are the second biggest, and then we had the new one from Coast, Tide, which has taken third place, pushing back everything else. The controversial 9-inch DEX and all the other smaller little DEXs on the PulseChain, excluding I think a couple of quality slash DEXs farms that we have, like Emmett and a few others that have built up really good technology and reputations at pushing the frontier tokenomics. So putting those to the side, this is really coming into space, and so very, very exciting, guys. This could be absolutely massive. Now we know these guys have been giving big support to price discovery for PRC20s, big support for pump tires, and being able to do up to something like 30-40 chains with pretty much close to instant swapping ability, which has been absolutely amazing. They start off with stable coins. They ramped up the stable coins. I think USDC to DAI. And then they've obviously added ETH and wrapped ETH, and then Pulse coming in as well. So really building that up, building up the liquidity pools as well over the same period of time, over these last, 4 to 6 months, whatever it's been. And then, of course, setting it up right now for the DEX. So now they're going to have swapping DEXs and everything else. And not only this on PulseChain, but multi-chain, guys. So let's get into it. At launch, PCock will go live on PulseChain, BNB chain, and Ethereum, alongside PCock burn contract as well. So just when you thought PCock wasn't getting any better, of course we knew it was going to get better. They've gone to 100% automatic fees. Now they've got a burning as well on all the different transactions that they will have, and the trades on the DEX as well. In addition to the PulseChain bridge, they got now going to have them on every single trade, guys. Every single trade. Just think that out, let that settle in for a moment. So we've got huge opportunity on PulseChain for DEXs. We've got PulseX, we've got 9mm, we've got PCock now, who's got an advantage, right? Because those other two don't have the big bridges and liquidity on the bridges, and the big burn. They don't have. There's obviously PulseX incentive token, 9mm. They've got NFTs, but LibertySwap here got the meme, right? And memeified it. They've DeFi'd the meme, right? Memefi or DeFi meme, whatever you want to call it. And this is pretty huge. So now we've got not only this really nice amount of income versus the amount of buy demand that we get on PCock, just with the bridging money, which is going up and up and up as they expand to ETH and Pulse and all that sort of stuff. But also it's automated, and now we've got a DEX coming, guys, within a week, which is multi-chain. And so this is massive, leveraging that swapping, bridging liquidity, and this is massive, and supporting pump tires and a PRC20 is massive. So this is really huge. I just want to let that sink in. Just think about that for a minute. Potentially really huge and massive for PulseChain. Just exactly the sort of thing I've been talking about, harping on about. And this is the sort of thing that come. And I said I'd love to see half a dozen quality blue chip protocols on PulseChain by the end of the year that are really, really fulsome, really something that investors can invest in, as apart from just the pump and dumps, which is fine. I love pump and dumps, love pump tires, love memes, love all that stuff. But we definitely need bigger and better protocols on PulseChain to anchor it, to provide the foundation for not only speculators but investors. And this is a huge step in the right direction, which is fantastic. And with a meme, we also need a big meme. We need, if not one, maybe three big memes to attract people to the chain for that big retail part of the book, right? And we'll get also potentially pick up some institutional support for that like to go a bit riskier with the old memes. And so that's huge too. But man, this is massive and very exciting. And what does this mean for price discovery? We're seeing some pretty big calls from these guys for that. Now, Frank White, I guess you're going to have to add this to modified Pulse ecosystem map. Of course, Frank White there's in charge of that. He does a great job. But this is really, really massive, and it's exciting. So I just want to take a moment. This was really worth an emergency live stream. And you guys know I only do one of those every so often. And so here we are today with LibertySwap. So we're going to deep dive into some of this. We're going to go down the rabbit hole, guys, and you guys are going to join with me. So get in the chat there as well. Be really, really, really great. Now, if anyone wants to come onto the live stream and have a chat about it, let me know. I haven't done that very often, but let us know, and I can DM you on Telegram. Thinking Frank White, if you're keen, let us know. But anyone that really wants to come on and talk about this, I think it's really, really big. So very, very exciting. All right, so this is the announcement. The beginning of the PCock protocol is just around the corner, roughly 7 days from now. At launch, PCock will go live on PulseChain, BNB, and Ethereum. Of course, the big liquidity pools on those, alongside the PCock burn contract that activates with every single trade. And I just can't say it enough. We thought it was already good with having the bridge and the buy and burn on that, but now we've got the burn contract that activates on every single trade, and we've got big opportunities on PulseChain to have another big trading dex. I think we could have, easily have 5 to 6 good trading dexes, and so I think we could at least double our quality dexes, and this is huge. Pretty awesome. Frank White says, I need a new mic. I'll jump in with you sometime soon. Sounds good, Frank. Very, very cool. So that is the big there. Now we get on there. Hundreds. Guess this, guys. This is massive. Hundreds of trading features will soon be built on top of PCock protocol and LibertySwap liquidity. Hundreds of trading features. I just can't, just get your head around that for a moment. Will soon be built on top of PCock protocol and LibertySwap liquidity. Now, LibertySwap, of course, the bridge, the swapping, liquidity pools built around stablecoins, ETH and Pulse, etc. On PulseChain, BNB, Ethereum, of course, on other chains like Base. It is very, very massive. So this is huge. Remember that what Richard Hart, kind of wanted, right? What did Richard Hart? He wanted privacy, right? Privacy. Funnily enough, he's pushing through PulseChain's SAC stuff through Tornado Cash. And what's the second phase of LibertySwap? What's the second phase of LibertySwap? Well, it's privacy, right? Railgun, Tornado Cash, that kind of thing. So this is massive. This thing is just going to get bigger. What do we see from the LibertySwap guys? Rapid launching, rapid innovation, rapid launching, rapid liquidity building. All the features. They don't muck around. They're not mucking. It's just constantly happening fast. These guys are just on a million mile thing. The other thing, of course, is there's had a few blues clues. You can decide whether you can draw the connection, but there's just so many connections between this and Richard Hart's vision for his roadmap in the past around privacy, connecting up the chain, sucking out liquidity, Hart's law, and all the rest of it. Very, very similar stuff here, and that's pretty interesting, right? We also see from LibertySwap just praise for Richard. Very, very good, but very genuine, constantly positive. Negative, you don't see the negative stuff. That's negative. They're making jokes, just like normal. Joking about something that people think's negative, they make jokes about it. But they're constantly doing that. What are they also doing? They're always memeing out. They're always promoting. They're never negative. Oh, woe is me. They're always just positive. Meme. Utility. Bridge. PulseChain's going to win. Everything will do a dollar. And these guys not do that to say stuff, but they then do the actions to support it. They substantiate, the claims, even the funny ones, right? They end up doing. So I'm very excited about where this is going. And a years-long vision begins in just 7 days. Look at that. A year-long vision just begins in 7 days. Now, who else might be associated with this? Well, we've seen a few little blues clues out there. I definitely could name some names that I think, a little bit connection, but maybe that's for another video. There's definitely a few out there, and I'm sure some of you may have seen some sort of connections. And I don't want to get too far down the rabbit hole. We want to go only maybe halfway down, but that is what we're seeing right now. So very much in line with Richard Hart's vision, very much in line with price discovery with Hart's law, and very much in line with onboarding and promotion. All things Richard has been preaching for years and years. The other thing, of course, we saw today, Richard there encouraging more promotion, which we'll get to in a minute. So that's pretty cool. And we've got a LibertySwap countdown for the Liberty protocol, which is basically a mega multi-chain DEX. And we've got PCock protocol is almost here, guys, almost here. Get ready for the official launch. Your gateway to trade. Think about that. Your gateway to trade, track things as well, guys. Swap PCock. Of course, that's going to be the meme, and it's really going to be hard to see. We've been talking about the battle of the memes that we've got coming with CoinNaki from Rack and Michelle, Ms. Rochelle, and we've been super excited about that because I think that's just one of the key sort of things we need to promote PulseChain. But it's going to be very hard, I think, to beat out a PCock now with a mega utility ecosystem supporting it, both bridge and bridge swapping, but a mega DEX tracking, portfolio watch, privacy features, and it just goes on and on. The fee burning, it's just incredible. We've got a whole list of meme coins. Which one out of them, even gets close now, really is going to be huge. So it's going to be funny when people talk about PulseChain. Yeah, they're going to be talking about the Richard Hart cause, but they're also going to be talking about PCock from the looks of it at this stage. So that's kind of the way we look at it right now. It's pretty crazy, really insane. So they did it, funny enough, a week out from launch too with the countdown. I love that, which is pretty cool. So yeah, and then they post this there, obviously posting more stuff around it. They're so good with this. It really is such a professional setup. I just love that. You guys know I love the professional side of things. I think we need a good amount of that on PulseChain, especially after the the volatility that we've had over the last 890 was it 3 days, something like that. So pretty big deal there. Now, obviously, with the monster thread there, as you guys know, Kryptonite Shows tried to bring some of that professionalism too, fill some of the gap around publications, and hence with MVS Crypto as the promotional lead and editor of the monster thread, we've tried to bring that publication now 24 weeks in progress. So you're going to see everybody gets to play their part. Everybody gets to step up and do something. We've seen a lot of the female influencers, quite a few of the male influencers step up and do big X spaces now. All the pieces of the puzzle are starting to come together and, following in line with Richard Hart's leadership there, which he's also, bearing upon the community, which is pretty exciting. So some good stuff happening there with that. So we saw all that, but, there's just been constant stuff here. Now, I want to bring up this Eric Wall because this was pretty interesting. Remember, the second phase of LibertySwap is privacy. And it's pretty interesting, some of the stuff that responded to with Eric Wall. And I just wanted to bring up some of that. I'm not sure if that's straight away here. Let me see if I've got that post. I might have it under bookmarks, perhaps. Let's have a look, see if I've got it under bookmarks. Yeah, so this is from KR4. So I'm just going to move past this. It's not really what I want to point out. I think it's down here. Just when you think you're going to find it, you can't find it. But this is our LibertySwap reply. It's not here. I thought it was here, but it's not there. Let's see if it's the next one I've got on my bookmarks. Let's have a look. Sets. No, it's none of those either. So let me just go backtrack out of there. So they had this engagement with Eric Wall. So I just wanted to bring it up quickly because there was something really interesting in that. And, we're just trying to pick up Blue's Clues here, how it goes, Blue's Clues. I'm not sure if it's this dialogue here, but let's see if it's on this dialogue. No, that didn't come back either. It's a bit weird that. Let's see here. So Eric Wall says, can you show which info is sent for TRR? They're talking about some topic there, privacy. However, even if a wallet sends traffic through Tor, I guess there's a bit of dialogue there. It's not the post I was after either. I'm really struggling to find it here, actually. I had it before, so I've just lost it, unfortunately. I might have to go to my history. Right, so we're going to go back out of there. I'll try and come back to that later on because it's something really interesting there. Let me just scroll down here further. Like I said, this is kind of a bit of a relaxed thing. So an hour ago, of course, we've reduced our gifted supply and proven our commitment to partnering with strong and active pump tire projects. PCock has now appeared with Zendog and Just Pulse Guy. Now, we've seen this association. I think it's quite an unusual one. They obviously look like they all know each other, kind of feels like that. And all LP tokens are burned forever. So that's been a big theme. Now, you guys know I've been covering this LP theme over the last week or so with a couple of projects. Obviously, Top Hat was pretty early with pairing with PCock, so yeah, they were pretty quick to pair with PCock. But then, of course, we had a few others that appeared with them as well, and then we just had a recent round of new projects like Rome Token. From Gladiator Games pairing very cleverly because these guys are picking up all the clues here and realizing, hey, I got to get my liquidity tied up to the old PCock if this thing's going to start mooning because of this huge ecosystem that's rolling out. Then I've got to get my liquidity, and smart moves there. And so we've just seen this Zendog and the Just Pulse guy and LPs there. So pretty awesome. And they even burnt their LPs were burned. So isn't that crazy? So yeah, we've reduced our gifted supply and proven gifted supply. So gifting the tokens there, improving our commitment by partnering with strong and active pump tire projects. PCock is now paired with Zendog or Zendog there, Zen and Pulse Guy, and all LP tokens that they had were burned forever. So really big commitment to those pools, which is pretty awesome. So we're seeing some stuff like that. Now, they got some nice things there. Thanks, LibertySwap. Grow together, and that's the big key, right? If you can pair your project to LibertySwap, it's a good chance that will help support you to the upside, right? So kind of neat. All right, so yeah, some cool stuff there. I just want to scroll down a little bit here. And here's a post that I did an hour ago, right? This is a response to my post, actually. So they posted this picture, and this picture here says a million things, does it not? I just this you can read so much into this picture of LibertySwap, and of course Rich Hart looking like Rich Hart in the background there with the cigarette, and you got Tornado Cash and ETH bags, right, being put into the Tornado Cash. So it's pretty interesting there. Yeah, very interesting, Frank White. So you've got these ETH bags, and they reposted this image, right? And then I go, I said, LibertySwap just needs to turn the damn lights on. I didn't say damn, but the lights on in this picture, right? Because they can both see each other if you think about it. Probably if they turn the light on, right? Yeah, it is pretty crazy. And then, of course, they responded, the bird is about to steal the entire crypto show. And that really is kind of the key takeaway here from this emergency live stream, is that this is mega big deal, guys. Mega big deal. And so, yeah, you've even got the little Richard Hart Versace outfit on there with the PCock guys. I don't know. The associations, the themes, the visions are just so aligned to Richard Hart's. It's pretty insane. I don't know. There's a couple other people, obviously, connections. Top Hat was quite early pairing with PCock, kind of interesting. And we recently, the other day, we saw the Crypto Coffee talking about rotating into it and maybe under assessing it. So I don't know what connection there may or may not be there, but this is pretty interesting, right? The bird is about to steal the entire crypto show, wearing the Louis Vuitton outfit there on the old PCock. I just wrote, oh, damn. And so I had to do this live stream, right? This is what made me, after I did this, bird is the word. I just had to do that. I just couldn't resist. So that is pretty exciting. And obviously we've had Richard Hart out, which I'm going to get to in a minute, which is pretty awesome. So let's quickly go to the PCock chart right now. So PCock chart is starting to, it's just starting to pick up. I think people are asleep on this, guys. And I'm not financial advice course, do your own due diligence, all that good stuff. But I think people are sleeping on this. News only came out 2 hours ago, and we're starting to see a bit of a pickup in the chart here right now. So let's take it to the hourly, and we can see, we're starting to get a bit of a pickup here. And obviously it was slowly creeping up anyway after the pulse pullback, but the pulse has started to bounce, and here we are. We're seeing this price go up. Now, in terms of pulse ratio, of course, we should always look at that. You can see that's really starting to pick up, and only the last 2 hours. It's only in here. It was already picking up a little bit there, so maybe, I don't know where there's a little bit of front running that, but definitely it has started to pick up on that. So pretty interesting. So see how this goes. Now, if we look at the daily on this is kind of where we are right now on PCock. And typically when we had these lower lows, we might see a rollover. But because this has got utility backing it now, and now it's going from a multi-chain bridge to a DEX as well, and we desperately needed a big DEX. And as you guys know, we are expecting at least another DEX. I think, not sure if Fast Abdul's working on anything on a DEX wise, but certainly looking at PUSD ALGO was going to have a V3 DEX, and I just thought whoever comes along first. And it doesn't necessarily need to be one. It could be two, groups that get good DEXs up and running that are sustainable, as long as they've got the right setup, tokenomics and technology-wise, it could be pretty good. But this is going to be hard to beat, so yeah, we're going to see some pretty interesting stuff. We already saw some, nice little, move to third spot for Tide on Coast, and now we're seeing this all in quick order, which is pretty amazing. I'm very excited about this, guys. Very excited at the right time in the market too. Come on. It's looking really, really good. So this is kind of where we are right now with the old PCock. Looks like it's just getting ready to rumble. And guess what, guys? It gets better than that, because look at the time countdown. Look at the time countdown here. And I'm gonna make this a little bigger so you guys can see. This is the PCock DEX. So if you go to PCock here, it's got LibertySwap.finance/PCock/DEX, and then it's got PCock DEX on the top there, and it's got PCock protocol is almost here. And get ready for the official launch. I'm just going to turn off the magic mouse, even though it's cool to look at, but just for the stream purposes. Howdy, super. Hey, good to see you, Brandon. You're going to love this, of course. Hope you're enjoying. The PCock protocol is almost here. Get ready for the official launch of gateway to trade, track, swap PCock, and thousands of tokens on PulseChain instantly and gasless. This is making it so easy, guys, for other chains to participate. No official bridge delay. Especially during congestion. Even though there has been improvements there. This is massive. This is massive, guys. Do you see it? It's just taking away off the onboarding issue. It's massive liquidity access on both sides. And it's only going to break away. It's only going to accelerate away. Basically the foundation's been set, and it's really about to run away. And then we see, of course, the PulseChain SAC move. Kind of interesting timing. And if you come back to this image, right, this image here. Come back to this image here. Now, I don't want to over speculate, over conjecture. Oh, where's it gone down here, actually? We can find it. If you take this image, of course, with the Versace outfit, and then you also take, where's this other one that we had? I didn't realize how far it had gone. That's what happens when you go down the rabbit hole. You can get lost. You can get lost down the rabbit hole. Now, where's that image gone? Let me see here. Did I go too far? I've probably gone too far now. Let me see if I can plug it up on the history here. No, I've gone too far now. Let me go forward. So it was in here somewhere. Before we get back to the image, let's actually just look at this post since we're here. How big is PCock burn going to be? This big or that big? So obviously they've been teasing a little bit about this burn the last couple of days. Now this is going to be the chief beneficiary from all the trading, guys, from all the trading. Remember that PulseChain's down at the low right now, the local low, like really low, like 3,000. We're going back up. I can see the chart. So we go to PulseChain, you can actually see we're rising right now, which is great to see. So we're getting a bit of a rise the last day or so, which is really cool. Bouncing off that support too, which is pretty cool. That was our secondary support line after we broke down. But this is very exciting. So, good timings here. We're back over just over hit 3,000 now, which is pretty cool. So yeah, thousands instantly and gaslessly. So think about all those problems that really disappeared here. The bridge, the official bridge, it's good, it's useful, but it created problems, right? Especially during congestion. And secondly, now we've got this fluid, virtually not perfect, speed, but pretty quick to go through. And now we're going to have a DEX as well. It's pretty huge, guys, pretty massive. And so we've got the onboarding, we've got the marketing, we've got the meme coin, we've got price discovery for everything else, pump tires, PRC20s. We've got the opening up new markets, people on PulseChain, Ethereum, and other chains that will probably be here. Well, obviously, PulseChain will probably come. So we've got Ethereum and BNB, and so the big chains, right, the ones that are really flying. And all you need now is to get a bit of big price movements in these like start printing price. Maybe PCock is the one, right? And people will start following it, right? They go, whoa, this thing's a juggernaut, right? This thing's a juggernaut, and it's going to pull a lot of people over into PulseChain. Could be huge. PCock to $1, yeah. Is that go gadget in the cloak and hat? I don't recall him being a smoker though. It says yeah. I don't know either, but he's got six sunglasses. You're talking about the picture there. So we're down to 6 days, guys, and 6 hours, guys, on this. So 6 days, 6 hours to go on the old clock there. I'm going to do a refresh. So 6 days and 6 hours there as well. So that's pretty cool. All right, so we've got some good stuff. So, think about it. At the moment you can exchange stuff, buy and sell. There's liquidity, right? Add and withdraw. There's tracking, right? Tracking. You can track your orders. So that's all about the bridge and the swapping. And now we've got a big DEX coming in that's going to be multi-chain. And it's not going to have the same issues that what we've seen before with the official bridge and that sort of stuff, which is obviously useful, but it has caused those issues around, fluidity in them. So this is really huge. And of course, the LP pools behind the bridge going to get bigger. And with the all the fees, they're going to be burning PCock. And maybe this is what they're alluding to, going from 100% of the bridging exchange stuff fees to 300% was the kind of the tease, and that tease must be, I guess, based on what I can see at the moment, this PCock DEX. So pretty massive there. So exciting times for the old PCock there, and the chart starting to show it. Look, that's the ratio 414,000. We're only here a few hours ago, down at what are we at 344, and now we've rallied up just the beginning here. Well, it just got pulled down a little bit, but around 20%. I think this is just the beginning of insanity for the old PCock coin. Remember, it's a pump ties as well. There was only 1 billion, and they're going to start burning it away. Let's have a quick look at the supply of PCock here, and just quickly see where we are. This is a starting point. Well, in 6 days it will be, right? But we've got 1 billion PCock coins and a burn. Now, there's at least 3 ways, as I know, to burn coins. Obviously, I think I can't remember what pump ties has it, but it can reduce the total amount. So some of the other pump ties like Brea's got burned them out. So I guess they're going to just use that to that address. Although this 369 may be the burn address here. I'm not sure about that, but yeah, huge, guys, huge. Yeah, I think it is the 369, right? So one of the burn methods there. So this could be massive. So yeah, keep a lookout for that. It's going to be pretty awesome. Now moving back to the US dollar price, obviously with PulseChain rising now to 3,000 and PCock ratio going up, then suddenly the price is re-rating real fast, right? Real fast on this. So I think what we got to, we've gone from 1/10 of a penny now to 1.2, almost 1.25 pennies on here. And this is just early days. What's the market right now? PCock 10.5 million. If we're going to have a mega meme coin, right, then what's 10 million along the roads to $1 billion, a $2 billion meme coin, right? Pretty massive on that, right? So yeah, bring it on. Certainly, if that first billion target's kind of on its head right now, and things could happen very fast. Now, obviously, you got all the burning and all that, all the utilities behind it. But what else? You just need big market makers, right, to come in and say, hey, look, we're backing this coin. This coin's got good DeFi, good memeability. It's a pivotal gateway to PulseChain, and of course, vice versa, gateway to BNB, Ethereum, and all the other chains that could potentially add in. And we all know that the multi-chain future is really the future of a lot of crypto. Pretty huge. Brendan says, "Oh, I mean the silhouette image, lol." Yeah, I'll come back to that in a minute. We're going to find out. I don't know why I lost it, but I did. We'll try and come back to that. They've also got the PCock dashboard coming. So if you guys hadn't seen that, but I did point this out during the live stream earlier today, so we will go over this again. In the short time, around a week, our PCock PLS LP has grown to count for more than 1/3 of PulseX V2 volume. So it's almost a vampire attack, and if you want to look at perspectives, vampire attack on V2. We still, and it's about to get bigger because it's about to have a DEX, its own DEX feeding the thing, I guess. We still have 4.3 million buyback for PCock waiting to be added to liquidity. It's only increasing. And of course it is. They're taking over their own coin as well. There's lots of different themes here. At this pace, we expect to accumulate 2 to 3 billion pulse per month and about 36 billion pulse per year to support the PCock liquidity pool through various strategies. So not only have you got the burning, the buying and the burning, or the buying, the treasury, the buying and the burning, and now the liquidity. It's a little bit similar to what we see with some of Unity, right? Some of the similar setups up there, but on a very big scale because you've got DeFi driving it, right? As opposed to user growth, right? Or user participation. So it's pretty massive. This is what we'd call systemic or systematic or something like that operating here. It's pretty huge. What they say, and of course we saw the burn there, 15%. So that's that wallet I just looked at actually. The 369 is the 15% burned, 154 million coins. Pretty amazing, right? And so this is game on. Really is huge. And if so, we've been looking for for something like this. This is awesome. Even bigger, the PCock protocol will burn both PCock and PulseX at the same time this October. So there we go, folks. And that's why we're going to go down a rabbit hole, right? Why do we have to go down a rabbit hole? Because there's all these comments everywhere, guys, that these guys are leaving. They're leaving little, I don't know, it's not like little bird food, but it's close enough for the peacock, right? And of course, what's about the peacock, right? The peacock's a beautiful bird. Happens to be a male bird too, right? All the males are like, man, that is kind of cool. But we've got enough guys walking around trying to think they're girls these days. So we'll keep it there. All right. We got, this guy says, Mental Game, says, if your narration support stays over time, this thing is going to dominate the chain. Good luck. And that's really a really good thing. I mean, it's Mental Games, he gets it. He's all over it. yes, this PCock movement isn't just a one cycle hype. It will keep evolving and growing along with the crypto market, doing the God's work, he says Alpha Baller. More to come. PCock burn will be massive, just like the buybacks, right? Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! By accident, huge. So very, very exciting stuff here. Big respect there from all that. So pretty cool. Now, I want to go back to that image, but we'll come back to it in a minute. So we're going to scroll down a little bit here as well as we go. Let's see. Let's come back a bit further here. Now, there's probably always some, always got to listen to the clips that they post because it's kind of interesting. Let me scroll down a little bit further to what we were trying to see there. LibertySwap said earlier today, I might be a silly intern, but I know a few things for sure. Some coins on PulseChain will hit $1 or more. Who was that earlier? Yeah, FN said PCock to $1. It's not too far away, honestly, at all. Some coins on PulseChain will hit $1 or more, bringing massive gains to true believers and those committed to building here. PCock dashboard is coming, and it's ready to power blockchain trading activity and fuel the pump tires movement. So huge support there for pump tires. And as you guys know, I've been kind of covering that because I was excited about Coinarchy and the Battle of the Memes coming up. But this is just another layer upon another layer. But not all layers are equal, right? This layer is pretty damn thick. It's really a thick damn layer of this cake that we're building. And of course, everyone loves the cake, the beauty of all the layers. It's going to be good. So the PCock Dash reminds me of the wedding crashes. Remember they eating the wedding cake? That's great. The PCock dashboard is coming, ready to power blockchain trading activity and fuel the pump tires movement for years to come. And remember, they said they're going to have hundreds of features, guys. And so this thing's going to be fully enriched with features. And I think there's some of those features going to be could be doing some pretty incredible stuff to elevate the whole price discovery. Richard was always talking about price discovery. We've already seen 890 days of it. We had obviously the SEC around for about 2 years, but now really free from that. Ready to power blockchain trading activity and fuel the pump tires. Now that's funny. We're seeing all this PulseChain SAC get moved. So the timing's pretty interesting, and we want to come back to that image that we saw before. We'll try and get back to it. But there's a little blues clues here with the old dashboard, which you can see. I might go full screen on this one, and you can see a little dashboard there. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Which is pretty cool. So the current site at the moment has liquidity, and it's got the PCock DEX. But this image has that toggled off, right? And it only has the dashboard there. So PCock dashboard is coming soon, launching soon. Stay tuned for the official PCock dashboard and peer opening feature. So peer opening features, guys. So pretty massive. All right. And multi-chain. Remember, let's not forget that part. And of course, they've already got the thick liquidity pools they've been building up for this. So it's pretty huge. And already 15%, or 50% is burned already. And we're looking at to accelerate pretty fast. So that's pretty exciting. All right. So let's get on into, I think that top one, let me just go to the top one actually. Let me just leave that for the time being. But that is pretty awesome. And so a little blues clues there. And then of course they said good night, friends. Tomorrow will be a good day. Liberty, what's going on in there? We're back, my friend. We're back. So pretty cool. We're getting some good stuff out there. Now it's always important to look at some of their comments as well that they make, because bridge to PulseChain now. You're such a silly intern. Bridge to PulseChain now. Yeah, absolutely. Bridge to PulseChain soon. Yeah. So it's so cool. I love it. It's great. And Liberty. Liberty on the Freedom Chain, the People's Chain, and PulseChain. PCock buyback and burn will be massive. It's kind of cool. Powered by PLS, strong organic burns and constant buybacks. This will be a massive protocol coin for the PulseChain in the years ahead. I like all that. Fire. They have no idea how big this is, but we know. Now the question is, let's just take one moment to speculate. Just 1 moment. This is going to be a brief second. Things are looking chummy, says Alamfo. Yeah, absolutely. We got Chico Boost in the house as well. Cheers, everybody. Cheers. We're going to come back to that image because I think it's pretty telling. But yeah, pretty exciting. I have no idea how big this is. But buy some and add some LP with PCock. Do it, friends. You won't regret it. Your PCock prediction by the end of the year. Oh wow. Not sure about the price either. But with this pace of buybacks and massive organic supply burning coming across chain trading, the price could be many times higher than it is now. Mid-2026 looks like the key moment there. How about that? So building out into mid-2026. And of course, we're pretty bullish about that period too, right? That's We're expecting that to really good. We talked earlier today in the live stream about the PMI and the business cycle, and how we are having a delayed and an elongated bull market, which is altcoin. So a crypto paradise. Nick Hillman there put out a really good idea about when we might see that. Now I agree with that scenario too, but I also think that there's a better scenario. But once again, Richard Hart's playing certain moves, and Nick Hillman was saying that he thinks that 5,000 would be a time when Richard might shave a little bit off to help the chain, but then of course use it for other means as well, because you obviously want to protect that. You want to get 2-3x, etc. But he's also saying that that's when altcoin season will probably tick in, when ETH finally breaks that 5,000, which I think is coming very soon. We already saw it earlier today. We looked at the amount of ETH falling off the chain, falling off the exchanges over the last 4 weeks, so 4 months, I should say, and it had gone down from 20.1 down to 15.9 million, so 4.2 million less ETH on the exchanges, caused all of these entities like the Strategic ETH Reserve being buying them all, and typically putting them into the staking queue, validating, etc. And they're in the long game, right? They're not here for short game. They don't go and buy all that just to sit around and sell it later on. There's obviously different type of entities, but most of the big long-term ones are looking to make income and get the MNAV multiplier and ride this wave for 10 years, right? So it's pretty exciting. They all sort of reinforce the whole proposition. Brennan says mid 2026 all-time high. Yeah, pretty massive, right? Massive. PulseChain ecosystem. Yeah, this is so critical, guys. That's why it's an emergency stream. It doesn't get much bigger than this, and yeah, it's pretty huge. And it's something that feeds on itself, but like a snowball, right? And it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And so yeah, it doesn't all happen just in a day, but it can run away pretty quickly, as we all know. So imagine altcoin season as well. You've got all the dynamics going to it, and we see a bit of a tampering down in some of the geopolitics. A lot of the big issues are being dealt with this year by Trump, fixing up a lot of the problems we had from other people, and so on. So it's really is heading in the right direction there. So that's some really cool stuff coming out there. Let me just scroll back down some here. So we had some really good stuff. And this is the image that we saw, right? There's this image here, and this is the one that you're talking about, Brennan. I don't think this is changed from the other one. So I think it's the same image. The sneaky thing is when they change an image, right? Because it means something different, slightly different, or progression. But I think this one's the same. Hopefully, I'm not wrong about that. Yeah, the silhouette image. Yeah, I mean that. Is that the go-go gadget and the cloak and hat? Go-go gadget and the cloak and hat. I don't know. I just think it's either a mystery person going through Tornado Cash, or it's but the person's just standing there silently, and just thought maybe it's Richard Hart, right? Who knows? But pretty interesting. PulseChain Sac's on the move at the same time, right? And they've got Tornado Cash, and it's going through Tornado Cash. We know that the visions are pretty aligned with Richard Hart's visions for the most part, and with what LibertySwap's doing. Now, I think it was back in April, something like that Richard Hart posted about LibertySwap. Said, hey, there's LibertySwap, blah, blah, blah. And then about 3 or 4 months later, he puts another post about LibertySwap saying, hey, this might be a good bridge. Haven't tried it, even though he had mentioned it like 4 months earlier, which I thought was kind of interesting. Did forget what he'd actually done. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Yeah. So pretty crazy. Now we know there's a lot of diehard enablers that might enable Richard's vision without Richard being directly connected, but also PCock seems to know a lot of few things. LibertySwap seems to know a lot of few things before they happen, right? A lot. And the other one of the other things that remind me of was when, do you remember they talked about sending 555 and 369 to the O3 OA account, right? Was it CO3? It was pretty hilarious, right? So and everyone starts sending those tokens to the wallet, three transactions each. That was pretty hilarious. So it reminded me of the old days of Richard Hart, with the Hex AA lobby, get excited for that, and everyone's FOMOing in the first day, right? First day there, I think, what was it, up for $1 billion Hex for up grabs, and something like 21,000 ETH went in or something. It's just like FOMO like that. And so LibertySwap did the same thing, said, you never know, we might get this happen, and then it happened. I can't remember exactly the event, but it was pretty huge. And so this seems to be too many Blue's Clues, too close connections with what's going on here. And this image is really funny. And so you got LibertySwap there with the bag of ETH, and you got Tornado Cash, which we know the second phase was privacy. So we know that this LibertySwap thing, we got the DEX now. All right, so that was perhaps and we've got the dashboard coming, and then we're going to have phase 2 at the LibertySwap maybe railgun, and so yeah, pretty exciting stuff, and that all fits pretty well in the revision. Now, should we get to the next bit? Do we want to get to it? I don't know whether we got the link to it, but it's pretty interesting. So I can't remember. There's a comment, and I think it's one of the replies. I'm not sure how easy it is to find. That's why when you're looking at LibertySwap's stuff, you should go through all the replies as well, because there's some absolute gems in some of the replies. So yeah, so pretty cool. Let me just scroll down here a little bit further. I'm just trying to. I think I might have to go to replies though, and that's what I said. You're going to have to be patient because we're kind of going down a rabbit hole here. It's not all pre-set up. Yeah. Good morning, Step 1, add liquidity for the bird. Step 2, copy. Step 3, spread the PulseChain gospel across X, so to speak. Yeah, it's Liberty. What's going on there? We're back, my friend. I love that. Some cool stuff. Now, the next thing, we talked about this. I'm not sure if there's the post that I'm after here. It might be one of the replies, and there's many replies, right? So you're going to be, trying to go through the main post first. So it's back to the 23rd. Just scrolling down here a little bit here. So here they got PCock to $10, right? $10. Pretty mega. So they do repost a bit of crypto coffee stuff. Of course, Top Hat is tied into LibertySwap and PCock, and of course, so a lot more support there from Crypto Coffee. So this is pretty interesting. Just use Binance if you want to use a centralized exchange. Just use PulseChain if you want to talk about on-chain freedom. Interesting, eh? These are two completely different things. The on-chain experience on a single sequencer sounds like a joke. I was born with two thumbs, one to click buy Pulse, and the other to click buy PCock. Long and strong there. I like that. It's going to kill. So yeah, it was pretty fun stuff. Now, obviously, they've got lots of cool stuff. I mean, there's a great way of looking at LibertySwap with all the chains, right? And also tying into Coinbase, things like that. So it's pretty huge how the connections of LibertySwap are really getting into everything, right? PulseChain, be it Binance, Ethereum, SuChain, Solana, Robinhood app, right? We know Robinhood, Coinbase, and was it Binance USA are the three main ways the US get into into crypto, generally speaking. And of course, those are you get your little tentacles into that, and it looks like LibertySwap is on the move on that. So pretty exciting, guys. Anyway, PulseChain is where real traders should be. There's no point playing a rig game with base insiders. Study Richard Hart, study PulseChain. Your solutions are there. Isn't it interesting how it all ties in so closely to Richard Hart? It's almost like the speaker for it. Pretty crazy. Now we've got some more comments in the chat there. I'll go to that before I talk about the next thing, which I think is part of this whole puzzle. Hi guys from PulseChain Animal. Hi, howdy. I wonder why they went with the way of a peacock as their meme. Well, I was going to say it's a male, right? It's a male. It's beautiful. It's free, I guess, in a sense. Although I did see a male peacock get rescued the other day on a video, and they looked after it and brought it back to life. Got hit by a car. Put it back to life. What have I missed, Suitman? You'll have to watch the replay gang. It's too much. Thanks for the urgent update, Suitman. Says CryptoJack, you're most welcome. Lampho there says you can feel the bullishness in PulseChain. Yeah, you can feel the turning with this, and it just takes one major catalyst like an ecosystem or a portal to PulseChain like LibertySwap to do it. That's so true, so true. Jesse James in house there. Appreciate the super sticker. Thank you very much. What are the safe places to buy Pulse with a credit card there? Well, I think you can do it, I think, through a number of the exchanges. Internet Money is probably a good one. Internet Money Wallet. Coast, I think, have access to that, I think. So there's probably a few there. We got LibertySwap. LibertySwap. Yeah, I think they have that too, don't they? I think they do. Yeah, can't remember now. I haven't exchanged. Not sure if they have that on there. Let me look here. Connect wallets, powered there, integrate. Pretty sure those others two do use credit card, internet money wallet, and that. I'm not sure if they do on here, do they? Yeah, I haven't used it if I have. We got a whole ton of list of sites for credit cards in the Discord. I just can't remember them all off the top of my head, but that should be fine. Those two I gave you. The change now, of course, is a generic one. You can always use change now. The rate might be it's okay. It's not. PulseChain and house debt. Okay. Thanks for the emergent stream, says Craig Pitt. You're most welcome. Right, let's get in the next big thing, shall we? I don't know whether I'm going to be able to find it. So just as a quick. There essentially. Now, obviously, a lot of people could pull the pieces together and with the DEX. Now, that's pretty huge. So obviously, we've got PulseX, and the PCock has been taken over quite a bit. Oh, have you lost the video a bit? Have you? You lost the video? You're right. Let me know because I don't want to talk a lot if it's not working. Let me know if the video is okay. Let me know in the chat there. It'd be great. I haven't got that much open. Actually, I'll close down quite a few things. Let's see if that works. You got a few things open, so I'm just closing down a few things. Hopefully that helps. I was getting a few issues there. Yeah, so PCock, PCock protocol, basically a big multi-chain DEX now. Think of it as a portal or a gateway to PulseChain and to the other chains, a multi-chain feature, a massive, right? Supports the bump tires and PRC20 price discovery, increases volume and the amount of people that can get there, deals with the issues around the official bridge and everything like that. Fat bridge liquidity pools, and now we've got a DEX added onto it, and it's going to burn. Fees are going to constantly burn PCock token, which is going to be the ultimate meme probably at this stage, based on what we can see. Now, so yeah, pretty huge, guys. Now, the only other competitor that we know of that could have something that's of this potential blue chip scale is Coinwell and Coinaki, because obviously Bria, which is very underpriced right now, assuming that it gets picked up by Rack and Michelle on that and used as because the AI agent's going to be Bria, that could be big, right? Because that could bring in US institutional capital, all sorts of stuff in there. It's going to be multi-chain too. So, but that's a question mark, right? Question mark there. We'll have to wait and see. That was expected to launch Coinwell in early November, so it's not too far away. But question mark there. So we'll just have to wait and see. Let me know if my audio is okay now. We're back. Oh, good. Where you go, says PulseChain Animal. I don't know, man. It happened. Just for a second, your sound is now good, says MVN. Appreciate that. I got to keep up with the comments too because they're flying thick and thin. So that's some of the backdrop. So let's just summarize that before we get into the next thing that could be appearing, guys. And that is as follows. So we've got the exchange, the bridge swapping. They've set up liquidity pools. They've made it very easy to go on and off PulseChain, accessing other liquidity and other users. They've obviously got the liquidity provision as well, and of course you can track your swaps across chain. They've added obviously key elements. So they've added all the stable coins. So if you go stable coins, they've added all the stable coins: USDC, Tether, DAI, and they've as I believe is the next one. So that's pretty much finishing off the main coins, right? Which is pretty huge. And now they've announced that we've got a countdown, which is just looks like 6 PCock protocol, which is going to be a big DEX on PulseChain. And of course, we already know that they're already dominating a lot of PulseX V2. So it's almost like a stealth takeover, vampire takeover of PulseX, but with the vision of Richard Hart in mind, which is pretty interesting. We also saw, the 2 days ago, we saw the pump tide tokens get pumped pretty hard too, which is pretty interesting as well. So what else is coming? So I think we got up to that. They got the dashboard coming, right? We talked about that. The dashboard's coming as well, probably show up here as well, just what we saw. So it's going to be really interesting. This thing's going to be feature rich. They're talking about hundreds of features. So this could really be powerful. And the other thing that's not on here, of course, is what what do we ask Noe that Richard wanted, which is a wallet, right? So a wallet in here as well. And it could be pretty exciting, guys. And of course, we've got the PCock there wearing a Versace coat on. So a wallet coming, and that could be pretty interesting. And in the background, we've got Richard Hart moving ETH around. There's lots of things that could be done with that ETH. Obviously, it's being anonymized at the moment, but a little bit could be cut off for one application, another application. As long as you control the applications, then you're happy to do that, right? So that's one thing. You never sell the ETH because ETH is going to be pumped by Tom Lee and the stock market industry and all the billions of dollars over there. So it's a free ride, right? It's a free ride. And so you don't really do that, but you could put it into protocols and pump things. You can do a bit of shaving, you can do a bit of staking, whatever, as long as you're in control of it. And we know Richard is no fool regarding control. So could be pretty awesome. PCock could make an all-time high tonight, says FN based. Yeah, so it could be pretty huge, guys. We've got PCock right now, so look at the chart. So you're continuing there. Still only $10.7 million, guys, for something of this scale. Now obviously nothing happens necessarily in the moment, but certainly we're getting a little bit of a move here. The RSI, of course, we always looked at those. It's not quite oversold on the 4-hourly yet, and the daily there at the moment is still looking pretty good for an up move at 63 on this news. It would be very surprising that if it doesn't continue to rally all week. I mean, there'll be some profit taking on the way, but I wouldn't be surprised that we start smashing this 10 million. And I don't know where we're heading from here. 50 million, 100 million. We'll see what the market does over the next week. Will the market just sit there and do nothing and think nothing's really going to happen? But at the moment, the market's slowly moving. It's only been about 2-3 hours since the news been out. So we'll see. Now, obviously not financial advice, but let's see what happens in this ecosystem here. What's the previous high here? Back here, back on the 11th of August, we were up at 1.72 cents, and we're at 1.27 now. Easy to take out there. I think we can all agree that's an easy marker to take out right now. I don't think we have an RSI print on the weekly yet, but all in good time. We could be at the beginning of greatness. What's the other big thing we've got coming out in the next couple of days? Well, X game, right, from Firewall. So PulseChain's really starting to get some exciting stuff. And then in early November, what have we got? We've got probably just after PCock, to be honest, and this new LibertySwap protocol. We got Coinwell, right, is expected to launch in early November. Now I don't know whether it's the first or second week, but early is typically the first 10 days, let's say, at the most, and it could be pretty huge, right? Could be pretty huge. So keep a lookout for that. PulseChain Animal says, who's buying PCock? Yeah, question mark there. All right, so we could get some God mode candles on the PCock. We'll see. Now, nothing's financial advice. I'm just talking through all the things, but we play probability games in crypto often, right? And hopefully we get to a 90% probability where we're all right. So that's kind of cool. So that is where we are right now. So what have we talked about? So LibertySwap, exchange, multi-chain, liquidity pool setup, solves a lot of the issues we have with the bridge with quick transfers back and forth, and they've been building up that liquidity to do that. They're expanded to ETH and Pulse, as well, of course, the stable coins, all the major stuff you need. They've now talked about a DEX, and we've got a countdown for 6 days away. They said it's going to have hundreds of features. We've got going to have a dashboard coming, right? We're going to have probably a wallet there as well. So it's pretty exciting, right? Now, they did make an explicit comment a bit beyond the dashboard, which typically have some sort of wallet thing, but we could have that too coming. So could be pretty massive. Now, if you read through the replies, you do get a little bit of stuff about that. I didn't have time to save that, but pretty awesome. So, this is the latest one they got here. 30 minutes ago, they put this PulseChain PCock is pumping. It's just hot off the press 30 minutes ago. It's pumping just like it just heard the words, feed the flocking bird, echoes from 2019. So they keep referencing back to kind of the Richard Hart times of the Hex there. Now, remember 2019, Hex launched about the 2nd, 3rd of December 2019. And of course, it kept going. We had to go through the COVID era in late February, sort of February, March. And then we had, I think, the God mode candle, I think it was mid-late April. I think it was in somewhere in that ballpark. And then, of course, AA lobby went all the way through the 9th of November, 20th of November there. We had all the staking from the OA wallet up to something like 98.7%, something like that. And then, of course, we get to the end of 2020, and we have the New Year's Eve God mode candle, right? and of course that got sold into, and then we started into 2021 into the bull market with and ended up with 13 parabolics for Hex, making it one of the top 4 or 5 coins in that cycle, with essentially a 10,000x at the top DEX of 56 cents, right? So that's kind of a quick history there, and looks like we're about to. Richard said he's got lots of things up his sleeve, and certainly LibertySwap seems to be mirroring a lot of those things, and it seems like game on, right? Rumor says that PulseChain founder himself shouted it, and now that with the PCock protocol launching this October with cross-chain swap and burn contracts, the bird finally got its dinner. The bird's finally got its dinner. So pretty exciting stuff there. The rumor might actually be true. Just a friendly warning: do not play this video on speaker if the kids are around. The founder might have really screamed, "Feed the fucking bird!" there back in 2019. So I'll post that link to this video in the chat there if you guys want to check it out. But it's pretty funny. So it is getting exciting, guys. It is getting exciting on the old PCock there. All right, so let's post that. There's a link to that video there. You can check out Feed the Bird. Feed the Bird. PCock bringing adoption to PulseChain. I see Solana DGNs aping in just in case, a case bag. Pretty awesome. Yeah, pretty awesome. All right. The other thing, someone was asking about credit card. Coast as well does credit card the fiat directly onto PulseChain through the Coast stable, but you can also buy Pulse and stuff like that on the Coast website. I think we've got a link to Coast in the video description, but let me just pull one up if I don't have it there. Let me see. We'll go to Coast. Actually, I've got one. I think this is Coast also has credit card, doesn't it? Oh, I don't have that link on there. So, but Coast is there. I don't know where I'm going there right now. So pretty cool. So yeah. What's Pesky saying? Wait a minute. So LibertySwap, why does my art? Obviously, there's been a bit of a go back and forth between Bria and the LibertySwap guys, which is pretty funny. But let's keep going through some of these replies. I said to you, we're gonna have a bit of a fun time. We're gonna go down the rabbit hole. So I hope you guys are enjoying it. I don't normally I have everything set up, but Brennan says, I just understood why they chose the PCock meme. It is in the background of RH twerking video. Subliminal message that they're behind Richard are working together. Well said. Well said. Fantastic, Brennan. Yep. All right. I don't know if that twerking video is there, but pretty cool. All right. So some cool stuff happening there. So let's scroll down a bit further. See what else we got. Oh, good. So we had the dialogue interaction with Eric Wall that they had. That's kind of cool. We'll give them some likes on that. Reproducible builds on Android, maybe. Yeah, got some cool stuff there. Anyway, we'll move past that stuff. We talked about that already, about the LP thickening and how different project teams are jumping on the bandwagon. Very smart move right now, especially before it really starts running away. Because typically, if you're not part of the gifted stuff from PCock that they're buying to set up LP and burn, then and you should reach out to them to try and get that done. You should also, think about buying some PCock and LPing with your own token. Now, obviously, not financial advice as usual, but have to say it. Don't have to say it. So kind of cool. Got some technology questions there. Let's scroll down a little bit here as well. So we talked about that already. It really was a destiny, what they're saying there. PCock protocol. I can't imagine being part of the PulseChain community and not having a bag of PCock. And we got this little comment here with little PCock and Ethereum there. It all started with Richard Hart tweeted an Ethereum rocket GIF, harmless, right? Zoom in just above the rocket plume and you'll see it, a faint ghost-like PCock silhouette. How about that? I don't know the source of that, but that is that. Crypto sleuths now believe this isn't just pixel noise, it's a covert signal. The theory goes that Richard has been quietly working with the Flock, a clandestine group of bridge operators controlling safe passage between blockchains. The peacock, long rumored to be the mascot of this group, is a symbol of bridge dominance. So that might be another theory there, Brennan. What do you think? Some say Richard's GIF tweet was a breadcrumb to let the initiated know the Flock is mobilizing, the bridges will be secured. PCock is the key. How about that? It really was destiny. There we go. So, I see we're going down the rabbit hole a little bit here, but that's some of the comments and connections there. The video is on my channel if you want to bring it up on your channel. Not sure what you mean by that. on your channel. Are you talking about the twerking video? Yeah, I don't have I closed Discord down for a moment because it was obviously caused a glitch in the matrix. A glitch in the matrix. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see which channel you're talking about referring to there. Brennan's out trying to help. He's trying to help. All right. It's not a copper video, is it, Brennan? That's a good one, that one. Yeah. Feed the bird, feed the bird. Now, this is something that Richard Hart put out, right? So I'm going to talk about that. Now, Richard Hart posted this only 2 hours ago as well, or 3 hours ago now. You guys should be cutting up clips and posting them where they can benefit people. You got years and years of great content. I'll show you an example. And of course, he posted a bit of his old videos that we've all watched. Kind of cool. Brendan says YouTube channel. Okay, yeah. Probably won't be doing that because it's just too much work. It's enough work going through the replies right now. Feed the fucking bird there. Feed the bird. Feed the bird. So bird is the word there. The bird is about to steal the entire crypto show. I love that, and of course the Versace outfit. Pretty cool. And this image, of course, speaks a million things, doesn't it? LibertySwap just needs to turn the light on this picture. Yeah. The bird is about to steal the entire crypto show. I love it. Yeah. So so let me say. So we're getting this idea. The LibertySwap's behind the Richard Hart kind of thing. Let's go with that. Since we're going down the rabbit holes there, it all kind of is a very good, easy match, relatively speaking. Not too many stepping stones to that outcome. Just maybe there's something else, some lending protocol stable coin that's going to be in here. So we talked about a wallet, we talked about the dashboard, talked about the DEX. Now we get some sort of special or sneaky little smart little lending / stablecoin coming out of PCock as well. So keep a lookout for that, and maybe some of that PulseChain SAC ETH supports it or something. So this is, remember, the chains like BNB ETH and PulseChain. Let's see, guys. Is this the ultimate connection? Is this the golden goose? Is this the magic carpet ride in action? Now it might take many chess moves, but there are many options available. And of course, they so far what we're seeing is just brilliant, right? And perhaps not, the technology is one thing, but actually the whole ecosystem, the integration, the gateway, as I call it, it's just huge. The ecosystem gateway taking over, supporting pump ties, taking over pump ties kind of thing, taking over PulseX, supporting PulseX. It's a dual relationship, and now multi-chain too, right? Multi-chain really is getting exciting. I can't take the link, Brennan. I'm sorry, can't do it because I haven't got the right thing. Well, I can do it. Do you want me to do it? But it takes me. I have to set it up, Brennan, and it's awkward, man. It's awkward. I could do it, but it's okay. I have got better at doing that, but it is kind of awkward. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I have to do it now because Brennan's one of the moderators, guys. I am forced to do it. It's just so bad, under moral obligation or something. What do you call it? All right. The video kill the radio star. All right, let's find this. I have to pull it up here. Just one moment. That was delayed. I picked it up delayed. All right, so let's see if I can pull that video up. I have to pull it up on a different screen, do I? I don't know if it plays on the. All right, so let's see what we can do there. I guess we won't. Do we have to play the sound? Well, I guess we don't have to play the sound. Let's play the video. But basically, Richard's saying he twerks, and so let's watch this video. Thanks, Brennan. This is I don't know. Is this going to be better than copper or worse than copper? Is it going to be better than copper or worse than copper? We'll see. Let's go. I was just saying to Windio that he twerks. He says it's fun, and so there we go. So it's kind of muted there, but that's got techno sounds. And he's twerking there. She's laughing her head off. And there he is. There's the bird, right? There's the peacock there. Yeah. So there's the peacock there, and that's Richard Hart with the old twerking there. I'm surprised you saw the peacock, Brennan. I'm surprised you didn't even notice the peacock. All right, that's enough. That's enough of it. It's a family show. It's a family show. But definitely the Peacock is there, guys. The Peacock is there. Thank you very much, Brendan. That did pay off at the end of the day, and it was more valuable than copper in some ways, and not so much in other ways. All right, that's enough of that. All right, so the moderators, they know the rules of the channel, but they break them all the time. They break them all the time. Anyway, let's get back onto the Peacock theme, guys. So yeah, pretty exciting. Now I love going through the comments, and we had this comment here. This is huge. It's Cowboy. This is 2 hours ago, and LibertySwap says this is just the beginning of a cross-chain DEX combined with the new modern pump ties UI, guys. That's another feature, right? Modern UI, pump ties UI, guys. Think about it. And I know a couple of people out there, guys, that love doing what did I say? Oh, is your video going viral? Oh, is it gone viral? Clever, Brennan. Yeah, clever. All right, so he posted that video. How long ago was that? Did you post it today? Let us know if you posted it today. I'm speaking so much, I have to have a drink, every now and then. All right, so So anyway, it's going to have pump ties UI, guys. So we're learning so much, are we not? Are we learning so much that it's crazy? This is just the beginning of the cross-chain DEX with the new modern pump ties UI. So you guys know pump ties, right? You guys know pump ties. I don't know if you know it, but it's going to be a modern version of pump ties. So let's have a look. So we're going to go to pump ties. This is pump ties UI at the moment, so it's going to be a modern version of this. So thank goodness for that. Pump fun, all those things that kind of got this basic looking UI. And then there's a king of the hill, right? If you become king of the hill and you manage to get over the bonding curve, you end up being pushed over automatically over to PulseChain over to PulseX, and you got the LP running up, and 95% of the time, or maybe 98% of the time, will get dumped, and then the other 2% it becomes a more long-lasting protocol, depending on who owns it and what it's about, and etc. And of course, everyone can launch things. Apparently, there's been about a 2.5% bonding success, something like that. And so pretty interesting. In fact, you can find those stats on the PulseChain stat side now, can't you? PulseChain stats, I think it is PulseChain. I don't know why I lost that. PulseChain stats. Did I spell it right? No, just about. Let's see. So we can actually find that stuff on the pump ties stats here, which is kind of cool. So we've got pump ties metrics. We can see that 27,500 tokens have been made on pump ties so far. So it looks like LibertySwap's going to have a new UI in there somewhere for that. So this thing is about to become huge, guys. Graduated tokens 721 have happened, so 2.6% of the tokens have graduated, become king of the hill and graduated there, which seems pretty high actually. It's a pretty high amount. It's certainly higher than Pump Fund. I think it's like 0.5% or something. Days since launch, 265. Lock a Pulse, so obviously locking up a lot of Pulse, 11.4 billion. And I don't know if that's just locked up, right? I don't think that's been released, so that could be huge, right? Who else is locking up tokens right now? All the commissions on Firewhale's Solid Trader. So people that have earned commissions on that, which is 5 levels of commissions, 35%, they've all been locked up. They're not released yet. So that's another interesting, similar ploy potentially of unleashing this potential. Now, in relative terms to trillions of coins, it might not be that much, but relative terms to liquidity and the potential purchasing power on the marginal price of an AMM pool, it could actually be quite large, right? So think about that. It's interesting. Martial Lot says, glad Rome paired with Peacock a week or so ago. Yeah, what a master move, yeah. We both had pretty similar ideas about that, but he front run it, so it just shows you how smart the dev from Gladiator Games is there. Nice move. And one of the early OGs in pairing up. All right, so that's kind of cool. And of course it's burning Pulse every day, right? 42 million Pulse apparently on average. And that's the Pulse lockup right now in pump tires. So so you can see that this probably is going to accelerate with the LibertySwap setup, right? So new UI with all integrated solution, a gateway to PulseChain. It's going to have everything in it, right? Probably the dashboard, the wallet, the DEX, potentially a DeFi pool, a liquidity pool with a stablecoin, possibly. It's always possible if that's the next thing on the list. We'll see. I might don't want to jump too far ahead of there, and also the privacy, right? Railgun or something like that. And so the ultimate suite, which marries very, very well with Richard Hart's vision for the PulseChain. So does it require a collateral backing and like Ethereum? We shall see, guys. We shall see. And would you have it on the PulseChain side, or would you have it on the Ethereum side as a gateway? Interesting ideas there. Anyway, food for thought. So it's pretty cool. We've got Pulse starting to rise a little bit here, over 3,000. So it's nice to see that. We did defend, defend 2,700 more or less. That's a key mark. We certainly didn't want to break down because that's a higher low. We didn't want to go down to 2,200. That would always put us back as the previous low. So that was good news for everybody. And if we veer out there, I'll get rid of the overlays. We can see, we clearly got a higher low in place as long as we maintain that 2,700. And we have bounced off it 3 times, 3 weeks. These are weekly candles. Bounced off it 3 weeks. Isn't that crazy? Boy, what a lot of testing that is. So, yeah, we did have some PulseX sacrifice whales in there. Remember that? Number 18. I think when that first week was it? 3 weeks ago there. Dragged us down. And then the market had to decide what it's going to do. We had the issues around the rare earths and the tariffs around China from Trump and so forth. So we had to get through that, and then hopefully we'll come out the side. So 27, we held it, guys, and it does look like we're going to hold it at this stage. Now, we've been there 3 times. Now, if we did have 1 wick, we might come down to it, but it looks like we've bounced 3 times. So hopefully that is the end of that, and we've got a nice little upward channel happening. Higher highs, higher lows. We've got the 50-day there as well. But if you look at the daily, we still have a negative sell here on the 50, but I don't know I haven't got a shorter time frames, but maybe they've crossed or about to cross. So that could be short-lived, that little negative there, and we could end up rallying out of that. So fingers crossed there. But overall, that's the weekly chart. And if we add the overlays back on, we could have this green area could really play out, and we get a nice rise to the upside there. And if we get some God mode candles, we could get this yellow candle here as well. Imagine what that would do to the old PCock there. And at the moment, PCock is moving up, and we can see that's at the dramatic, actually, think about 344 pulse, now 420 pulse. And I don't know, where's the high? The high's back here on the 13th of October, and it got to 493. So, how far is that to go from here? Well, it's 17%, which is nothing in crypto. That is nothing bigger. And it's got plenty of narrow side to do it. It's got the news to do it. And as people start to get more awareness about what's happening here, it could be huge. So big time, big things coming here for the bird. Bird is the word. It's an old video, says Brennan. Well, it's pretty good views in it, 4,500. That's well done, since given that you're not doing it all the time. PulseChain Animal says Petius has a direct link to LibertySwap on their website. That's interesting. Yeah. Well, they do a lot of support. LibertySwap, they're pretty supportive for a lot of the groups. I think LibertySwap, Petius. Let's bring up Petius for a moment. I don't know if I've got it on here actually. Let me bring it up somewhere else. Petius. And let me pull the app up actually. Just trying to see if Petius actually has credit cards. I think they did, yeah. So that person was asking me about that. So this is probably your best bet, actually. Don't know whether, I think this is, if you want to get the PulseChain, it's probably the better bet, actually, is LibertySwap. So I'll post this link to LibertySwap here below. Obviously, always check your links, whether you can trust me, but you can check your links. That is the LibertySwap there if you want to use a credit card, and you can buy on PulseChain. So there we go. So yeah, buy crypto here. It's got a link. So look. Yeah, buy crypto, Ramp Now, Change Now. So Change Now is one of the ones that's suggested to you, but Ramp Now also has it. So yeah, that's true. Ramp Now is a big bridge, so you can use credit card for that too. So there we go. Pretty easy. Just take your time. No need to rush, but that is it if you want to get onto PulseChain that way. All right, cool. And that was all the way back up here, wasn't it, with the super sticker? Let's go show that if I can find it. Let's scroll back up here. And bam, there it is there. That is for you, Jesse. Appreciate the super sticker too. And that is a safe place to buy it, is on the, what did I say? On the, where did it go? On the Petius DApp, which I showed. All right, I think that's it. Bam. Right. So that is pretty cool. Yeah, Richard's been pumping out these posts as well. Let's quickly see if he's got anything else out. But we're going to continue on for a little bit. How are we going for time? An hour and 20. So we'll go for another 10 minutes down the rabbit hole with the PCock. But pretty exciting stuff. I don't know what happened to Richard's post there, but it disappeared. Let's see. All right, so Pulse is back at 3,000. Hooray. I think we should give that a clap. That's good news. And we've defended 2,700. Have we got a week to go before it all goes to absolutely up into the moon? It's looking pretty good now, isn't it? And we will be past but the 31st. Obviously, the first is the tariffs, but President Trump's got meeting with Z. Apparently, that's all tampering down. So fingers crossed on that. Yeah, LibertySwap there looking good. 6 hours, it's ticking away there, guys. And we've got big burn happening on there. 15% burned, pretty awesome. That's going to be absolutely accelerated with the new protocol. With all the trades, could be massive, guys. It's pretty impressive. Pretty cool there. So keep a lookout on the PCock chart, but let's keep going through a few more of these comments, see if we can find anything else that's pretty interesting. I think the PCock always shows up in its best style top hat there with the old crypto coffee. Pretty cool. Yeah, but which screen are we on right now? The big screen. So yeah, welcome to PulseChain. The truly undervalued gems are right here. Yeah, pretty awesome stuff. Just trying to find some of the insight ones here. You got to remember, not as only LibertySwap doing all these utilities and everything and the meme, but they're also promoting nonstop. They just promote, and they do a fantastic job of that. Always positive, right? I mean, they can be a bit sad, laugh on funny stuff, but they're always so, generally very, very positive. LibertySwap, the best bridge mankind has ever created. It's one thing that you find is they're always pretty positive there. Yeah, look, Vitalik, was it CZ? Just got freed from Mr. Trump, isn't he? President Trump. And this guy, who's this guy? I'm not sure. Who's that guy? And of course, Richard Hart there, along with Satoshi, or the Satoshi. I don't know. Or was it the CEI? I don't know. CIA. Depends on who you believe. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. Let's have a look, see what else we got there. Some of these comments. Yeah, I often find some of the best stuff's actually in some of the replies, right? PCock protocol can burn both PCock and PulseX at the same time this October. So, PulseX is not, getting completely vampired with PCock being the new PulseX, but is actually helping to burn PulseX at the same time in October. Isn't that great? So at the end, basically, was it the 31st, which is what, what's it called? The horror song, what is it? What do you call it? Halloween. So yeah, it's they got a sense of humor. All right, let's have a look here. So what else we got on here? All crypto plays in the cycle of momentum plays. The sector with the strongest momentum right now is meme coins. So play it smart if you want to win. This is very interesting, actually, around wrapped Bitcoin, right? So this person here promoted something, around wrapped Bitcoin, which we've talked about in the past. It's currently around $480 last time we checked. And it says, doesn't it have admin keys? The wrapped ETH, of course, on Ethereum does, right? And it's only a small subset. What was it, about 130,000 Bitcoin or somewhere in that ballpark? I think there's slightly more on the PulseChain side, around 150 or something. And it says, good question. Yeah, good question there. So obviously being able to turn that off if they so choose. Of course, that hasn't happened. All crypto players, we talked about that. Big players are positioning themselves for a massive altcoin season ahead, and I'm staying hopeful and optimistic. $1 for PulseChain. Yet those of us who stay committed and keep doing things right will gain massively. Kind of cool. Is that the free? I think that Binance found the CZ agrees to Bitcoin and gold debate. There we go. BNB chain market is repeating the same play we saw with the Hex back then. Mr. Hart is a real genius. And I love this about the PCock burn, which is pretty awesome. One strong hit, then PCock hit escapes velocity. Do you like that? I like that. Yes, we're more like it now and how we can do things that could have imagined. And true. What is Crypto Coffee saying? PulseChain just got listed on Uniswap, and the logo appears on Wrap Pulse. Isn't that cool? That's cool. So that's positive. Obviously Uniswap was fake DeFi. They blocked us all, and looks like the love's coming back. Looks like OKX is coming back. They're writing about PulseChain and the Richard Hart success. And of course, pre-2025, it looks like Richard Hart was really the only crypto project to beat the SEC. Since 2025, of course, we've seen a lot of agreed to not proceed and all sorts of stuff in the courts along all the different tokens. But really, it was only Richard Hart that actually defeated before 25, before we had a change of guard under the Trump administration. Pretty much everyone else had some sort of conditionality or settlement, etc. after investigation. So I think there was possibly one that had, it's just what it is. That's pretty good news. We love our users. Yeah. Destiny, a whole lot of strategy and well laid out plans. It's well planned, flexible, and ready to adapt. PulseChain has some of the best traders and developers in the game. It's time to show their hands. So it's kind of encouragement there. We need to reach out to KOLs from other chains and make some noise. Tag me on any posts. Let's help everyone see the real value of PulseChain. I like that. So some good stuff going on there. So as you can see, it is really, really exciting happening with the old PCock, LibertySwap, and of course the ramifications of PulseChain and PulseX and Pump Tires all in one. Isn't that cool? And of course all the projects that attached itself early on to it, which is pretty exciting. So actually I wanted to go to do that through actually. So let's go to LibertySwap one more time. We'll pull up the chart here. Let's have a look at what's performing right now. Obviously, we've got Pulse guys doing pretty well. It's tied to the PCock, right? It's got Pulse peers, of course. PCock is now moving up the chain there, number 7, number 9, and of course, liquidity should get a lot bigger. So let's have a quick look at the PCock contract, and let's go back into that list again. And I'm just having a look through that. So that's Pulse. What else we got moving actually? Let's go have a look for the PCock peers. Now, obviously, there's a site where you can do that automatically, but we're not doing that. So let's have a quick look on the search bar. And we can see PCock there is looking pretty good with the Pulse there. And then watch these liquidities. They could be changed dramatically, right? The values here. Obviously, 242K in the top pair. But they've got the other Pulse pairs in V1, V2, V3. They've got a DAI pair here. So they've all got decent little amounts of liquidity. And then they get into some of the more exotic ones. PC the Grade's got a bit in there. Emmett Farm, of course, with Emmett. It's got a little bit of there as well. So big shout out to Kairos out there doing a great job with the Emmett Farm and Emmett Token. And one of the best, farm projects to collab as well. In fact, it'd be probably the best, quite a bit easy stand out there in terms of collabs. PCock, of course, PulseX and Hex. Got a little bit of stuff in there, but that's not one I want to look at in particular. We got Zero. We talked about that. It's got a little bit amount of liquidity in there. But Top Hat, pretty decent, 200K in the old Top Hat. And that's pretty interesting, right? That's 1 month and 15 days old, so 45 days old. Interesting. They got in there quite early on that, 45 days old there. Zen, of course, we talked about that. These are the ones that seem to get a lot of love from the old PCock, is Zen and that with the Zen dogs, so 128K liquidity there. So you kind of see some of the early ones here. So if we take out all the core coins, we've got a little bit for Emmett Farm there early on. We've got Treasury Bulls. It's actually got virtually nothing in there. Let's go here. We've got Zero, we've got Top Hat, we've got Zendog, we've got Pulse Guy, we've got Coffee Shop. So these are the kind of early ones. Rhyme tokens. So big shout out. We have Jason in the house here early on that. And that was a great move. What a great move that was. And of course, Gladiator Games is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Midweek tournament was very successful this week and looking really good for the weekend tournament, which is a dual tournament, right? The main tournament and the equalizer tournament, where you can be equal players, and that's exciting. And that's profits going into buy back the token. So if you got PCock on the blow up, and then you got the buybacks, pretty exciting there. And if a lot of the players are holding a lot of the coins, that could be pretty cool too. So certainly a lot of pump mentals going on there with the old Gladiator Games. And Jason, the dev here from Gladiator Games, is glad Ryan paired with PCock a week or so ago. Yeah, very, very exciting. So, we got the old Rome. It's up 26% almost right now. A cha-ching. And that's at 00011. So, we'll head back to where it was before a couple of weeks ago for the escapades. What else is with the old PCock? We've got LSD. We've got Hold Token, the humpback holders. They're in there too. So, smart moves from these players. lease token there with PCock, 13K. Tom Lee, which is a pretty fun one, 11K as well. And then we got DTO and Ditto there as well. So, there's some of the early players, and some are bigger than others, paired with the old PCock there. And they get the leverage on the X's potentially, right? If they're a good protocol. They got a good communities, they can get the X's on the X's. So that is where we are. How are we doing? An hour and 30 minutes. Not bad. Man, is that pretty cool? I'm sure we probably missed some little alpha stuff there. One of them was, of course, I saw a comment about the wallet replying, and that was pretty cool. But yeah, so Richard's Heart's on the ETH on the move. We're going to see a dashboard. We're going to see the DEX. Going to see a new Pumptize UI. We've got privacy coming, probably Railgun or something like that. Something in that space. Tornado Cashy, and then of course, did I say wallet? I think I said wallet already. And then possibly maybe we see, man, that would be the ultimate. We saw a DeFi stablecoin, right? And if we do see that, and if the connections are as close as we think they possibly might be, now this is the real rabbit hole. Will it have some PulseChain SAX collateral backing? That'd be interesting. Will it be something pretty innovative, fractionalized reserve stablecoin or something? Who knows? But it could be fun. We'll keep a lookout. PCock on the move. The gateway drug on PulseChain. Yes, you heard it here first. The PCock gateway drug. All right. PulseChain Animal says, I got me some PCock. You got me some PCock there. Not financial advice, but it's looking pretty amazing. All right, so that's pretty awesome. If you guys haven't gotten the Strategy Club, the links are in the video description. And if you're on X, of course, jump up to the top there. Only $35 a month. And we've witnessed just about everything on PulseChain. We don't know everybody, but we know a lot of the players. And we've been enjoying it as well. So kind of cool. And of course, the Kryptonite Show, publication, the Monster Thread. Of course, we've got our promotional lead, MVS, or now known as AKA Bill, out there doing an amazing job every week, playing our part in publications, promotions, ethical promotions, I like to say that. And of course, enjoying the ride on PulseChain with the live shows virtually every day. Not every day, but virtually every day at 7 p.m. Eastern at the moment. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. I've really enjoyed it. What a fun time. We're going to do a bit more of this, shall we? But it's not often to do an emergency show, but I just had to do it today. What huge announcement today. This is going to be exciting, guys, and at the perfect time in the market cycle. OMG. All right, I think that deserves a big magical twinkle. We'll do that. And a big clap. Brendan says, cheers, super. You're most welcome. PulseChain Animal says, good show. Appreciate that. And the PulseChain Animal says, thanks. You're most welcome. Big shout out to everybody watching. I really do appreciate that. We're going to end with Richard Hart because, he's the man, the myth, and the legend, the founder of PulseChain and PulseX and Pumptize probably, although he denies it. Is pretty exciting. So let's get into it. Let's play out the Richard Hart God Mode video. Peace out. Catch you guys tomorrow. Bye for now.
You could get a God candle at any moment. You could get a giant green candle at any moment because it's easier to get them because it takes less economic energy because there's less of it for sale.